Okay, we rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the meeting, and the other one I had a little training just to get her connected. Hey, hello, Michelle. Had to get her set.
Hello.
Right. Hi. Man, my prayer shall go out to you down there where you guys are. Your mic is off. Michelle.
What was your question?
Oh, I said, oh, my prayer sure went out to you guys down there where you're at.
Thank you.
In Houston, isn't it?
It is.
Wow.
But we were blessed. We didn't have any problems.
Get snow?
It did snow.
Okay. Were you able to get out in the snow, or you kind of locked down?
I've been inside for a little over a week. Ever since the storm started, I've been inside.
Okay.
But I was inside anyway because of COVID.
Right.
Yeah, but we
You
didn't
got-
lose power because we live downtown.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, that's a good thing, because I see about all those other people out there who lost power, and that's not good.
No.
You guys don't have backup generators, anything like that, do you?
Pardon me?
You guys don't have backup generators, anything like that, do you?
I'm in an apartment building.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, hope they got some backup generators or something like that, because this is a rude awakening for everybody. That's what that is.
Right.
Yes.
Hello, cuz I got a question for you. Is there any way that you can put is there any way that you can put any kind of light on your face? On your face, because see, you're real dark. Do you see that?
Yeah, yeah. So let me turn the light on.
It's cheering.
I'm talking about the person who was talking just a minute ago.
That's Jerry.
That's Jerry?
Yes, here I am, cousin. Here I am, here I am. How do you do? That's the songs my little grandbaby be doing. I sing all them songs. Great granddaughter.
Yeah.
Oh wow, we got some special people coming in. Some fresh cousins. Hello. She's just got to get her mic going. That's better, cuz. But like at some point, no, you're gonna have to, you got to brighten it up. You're in Hollywood. We got to keep our reputation. You're right there in Hollywood. Come on, man.
I got blinds open, lights on,
and you still dark.
Oh, I can see it fine. I see.
You can see him fine because you looking. I can
see what Jerry says, kind of dark though.
Because you looking. That's why you can see him real well.
You're a mess.
You just gotta go with the flow,
My house is kind of dark.
That's better. That's better.
Okay, because I'm kind of repositioning myself and open up the blinds and turn the lights on. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
That'll pass.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I got tall roof, and we got overhang. So my house is a dark house. There's not a lot of
that's no excuse for being ready for the show.
Hey man, I'm always ready, man. You see this face?
Okay, I got you on that, cuz.
Oh goodness.
Okay, so what's your name, cousin?
Me?
Yeah.
Wandale Jackson.
Oh, you Wandale.
Yes.
Okay. I put Wardell. It's Wandale.
Yeah, Wandell.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Because I was saying, I know Wandale. I know how you related to me. Val and the two ladies from Prescott. Now, the other cousin that's on there right now, what's your name, baby?
Me?
What's her name?
Now you have to look at some. If you can't see any names, you gotta, like when you say beautiful women, all of them to raise their hands. You gotta be a little more specific.
Okay, I know the
You
one right
talking about
here
me?
with the glasses on. You're from Prescott, right?
Talking about me, Ethelyn?
No.
Yeah, I'm talking about her with the red something on your headband around your head or something. What's your name, baby? Evelyn?
Ethelyn.
Eflin?
Ethelyn, E-T-H, Ethelyn. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ethelyn.
What's your name?
Judy. Judy Anthony.
Judy. Nice to meet you, Judy.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. This is my first time seeing you, cousin.
I've been here for the last 3-4 times.
Oh, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where you live?
My hair is different every time.
I'm
Cut
sorry.
it off this time. I said my hair is different. First it was green, then it was red. Now I'm bald.
Oh, that color. I'm gonna stop mine. I'm gonna be white. But I don't care no more.
Hey,
I decided to
everybody.
give it up.
My
Hey,
sister,
say everybody.
my sister says knowledge.
Everybody stand down for a minute.
Okay.
We have a new member that I want to introduce, and I just want to make sure I have the name right. Is it Taye or
It's Tay.
Tay?
Yes.
Tay.
Hi.
Yeah, and
Tay.
she's a new member. She's reaching out to find people on her father's side of the family, and she matches me on our father's side, on my father's side. As a fact, she's a fourth through sixth cousin, and she doesn't know much about our family. So this is her first, introduction, to our family cluster. So, Tay, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you joined Ancestry, please?
Yes, no problem. So I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, and that's where I was born and raised. I lived all over the U.S. a bit, but my starting point was Detroit. I am currently in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. I have a lot of family here, but that's on my maternal side. And I, as Mr. Cousin Moss says, I do not know my biological family, my father's family at all. So I wanted to just learn more about myself in general. So I was really curious, and I had a friend of mine, he asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I said, I want an ancestry.com, DNA kit. So I recently got my results back, and my mom had already taken the test a year or so ago. So I got to see family, second cousins, etc., that she does not have as a match. So I was very grateful when Mr. Moss when he reached out to me, because I am completely new to this and super nervous. So thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Good.
Did a great job.
Ask her a couple questions. Team, family, ask her a couple questions.
Do you know who your dad's surname is?
No. So my biological mother, I even got in contact with her again today to try to see, there's never been much information she's given me. Um and I've heard a couple different things. So I've gotten a couple times the last name Collier. Um I've gotten Lee. So I really don't have much to go off of there at all. The DNA test was the closest I've ever gotten to knowing anything, really.
I have a few questions.
Yes.
I'm Michelle, and my family originated in Texas. I've lived in Illinois, and I'm currently back in Texas. And I am related on both sides, but I don't know how or who. But I'm pretty excited because of your last name. I just plugged it in, and I got quite a few names. So now I have to ask you, Do you know a Darnell Pugh?
Well, the Pugh is actually my married name.
Oh.
Yep, no problem. The Pugh is my married name. So
So I'm related, I guess, to your husband's side of the family. What is your name?
They're actually not even from this country. They moved here from India. So,
from India?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
What is your last name?
My maiden name is Brantley.
Okay, so never mind the questions. I'll look some more and maybe come back.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Someone else question?
Oh, she's connected on her father's side.
Right. So I don't have his last name, so I'm not. Yeah.
And she's connected to us on our father's side, cuz.
So she connected
Huh?
on your side, Jerry?
Yes, the father.
Yeah, but it hooked up with Moss.
Right, that's what I'm thinking to say.
Yeah, it hooked up with Moss, so she related to the Moss in some kind of way.
Right.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Ancestry.com. That's how they got that. So I want to find that to get my family.
Okay, we have a couple of new people here. Shantae,
Hello, everyone.
how are you?
Hello,
I'm
Chantel.
fine.
Hello.
Hello.
Like Miss Pugh, I am so nervous. I'm excited, but I'm really nervous.
That's cool. Well, now that you're here, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your purpose was for taking the test, and where you're from, and just what it means to you to be a part of our group.
All right. So my family, my grandmother, she was originally born in Georgia and lived and raised in Alabama, but then she migrated to New York City. And that's kind of where the disconnect occurred with the entire family. Her father, from stories that I had heard, he lived in Alabama, as well as he was born in Georgia. And her mother, when I started doing the genealogy, I was able to locate her in Alabama, my great grandmother, but then things just kind of went away after that. Like, we couldn't find anything. We heard that at one point she lived on a reservation, and then I'm finding out like more information as I plugged in the DNA. So what I'm trying to figure out right now is find family on my maternal father's side, which is Butts, my maternal grandmother's side, which is Harris, and my maternal father's side, which is Jones. So it's just like I'm so disconnected from my family that the DNA was really helpful. Has been really helpful, rather.
Well, thank you.
So can you repeat them names again, please?
No. Hold it. We're not going through that right now. Let's keep this flowing. That being said, Shantae, our goals are to connect each other first, and we do have one thing in common. We all share DNA, and so that's our start. And then what we do, we start using different tools to help each other, and we take it one step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand your apprehensions and some of your excitement and your nervousness. I use the word excited. Nervous is one thing, but I usually use positive words. And we're just really thankful that you're here. And what we'll be doing is we'll be matching you up with a more experienced researcher, each of you. So you'll have a mentor. And as we go through the meeting, you'll start getting we start to know each other. And then one of the more experienced members are going to meet up with you, and we're going to coordinate that. And then if necessary, we'll break out and have private meetings like I've done with my cousin, Judy. So thank you. Karen, can you hear me, Karen? There's a Karen down here. Karen? Okay, she's not active.
Oh, was that my sister, Karen?
It might be. Let's go with you, Lawanda.
Oh,
How you doing?
can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I'm doing good. Oh, okay. I'm at the airport real quick, so I was able to jump on. Hello.
Hello.
Just tell us a little bit about what your goals are, what's going on. Get us up to date to what you're doing.
So what I'm doing is I am trying to connect and understand which Moss family line I come down, because I do have some Moss family genealogy, but I'm not matching the people that I know or thought were my cousins. So that lets me know that the people that were on the Moss plantation, they may not have been siblings. So I've got to try to figure out which line do I come off of, because I'm connecting to one of the slave owners. And so I've been talking with Jerry for us to try to figure out the migration from where my people came from in Georgia to Arkansas, and then how he and I connect, because there is since we share the DNA, I know we're on a line and we're trying to figure that out.
And one of the reasons why we know we're on the line is we shared our JED match kit numbers.
Yes.
And so that got us,
Okay.
that's why I always recommend to have those. That's one of the tools that we use is our JED match kit numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so that's how, Luana, she has a personal story too, that by not knowing her side of the family, and then she's out there researching and she's coming up with pearls and diamonds.
Wow.
Yeah, I found out I had a family.
Wonderful.
The last time I was here, I found out my dad wasn't my biological father. And so now it's leading me to a whole new family that we knew, but didn't know that we were connected. So yeah, I
Wow.
highly recommend people do the DNA, because for years I've been reading the results wrong. And it wasn't
Oh,
until I actually asked someone, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? And it was something that I felt that when that person reached out to me a long time ago, had they shared 3 important things with me, then it would not have taken 5 additional years for me to find out I was reading it wrong. And then
oh, wow.
how do we help you? How do we help you at that meeting? And how long ago was it?
So at that was last April.
Yes.
When you all contacted me, and the 3 things that helped, I don't want to get too far off what you're doing, but on Ancestry, when the match came back of people I didn't know that those are people that are probably related to me. And I didn't read the centimorgans right.
Yes.
Because I didn't know what it meant. And I didn't know what close family meant. Even though my brother was tested, I thought, oh yeah, we're close family. And even though I saw 100%, my mind and my brain did not I don't even know what word. I saw the word half sibling, but I also saw the word uncle, nephew. And I was like, oh, he's not my uncle. He's not my nephew. He's not my half sibling. But yes, he was. And
wow.
those 3 things were very important that I never thought about, because I didn't understand how to read those results. And then Jerry called me and he helped me understand GEDmatch. And so from there, because he and I connect, all the people that I thought were my cousins, I was not matching. And then that's what made me realize how to do the matches for me, my brother, my aunt, and to know, hey, those people are not all, we all have half siblings down the line. And even my parents, I'm finding out my mother probably didn't know that her and her siblings were half siblings, because of all the stuff that I'm doing and figuring out how to really read GEDmatch and the results on Ancestry and 23andMe.
Thank you.
So it's been a crazy year, but yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much.
Well, she did a lot of work.
Okay, could we have a brief comment from Donise? How you doing, Donise?
I'm doing fine. I can't stay too long today because I'm busy again. I set up a going to a family reunion today, so I'm all excited about that.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of cool. We got family from, one coast, the other coast, and so it's kind of cool.
Who's hosting it?
Oh, my.
I am.
Another cousin.
I am.
Hey, do you have any?
I'm not related to you guys. Anybody who doesn't know, I'm not related to you. Jerry and I know each other from the San Diego Genealogy Society they were both in, and I'm just watching your family because your family does a lot of things like my family, and also because I wrote a book, and so I'm trying to look to see, okay, what happens. Let me show you my book real fast while I have it here. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This book.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. So I wrote this book, so I'm out there. You're kind of helping me understand another family different from mine, but lots of things are very similar to mine. Yes, and I did have something I wanted to share with you today, if that's okay with you.
Please.
Okay.
She's going to be sharing her screen, and let me make sure I get you set up for that. Oops.
Okay, let me make sure I can find that there. Okay, let me see. Share my screen. Oh, it's not.
I am. I just did it.
Okay. Okay. I got to go out again.
I'm so proud of you. She wrote a book. A lot of research.
It took me 6 years to write it. Okay, I got to open
it. Oh, my.
Yeah, okay, here it is. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, there's that. Okay, let me share my screen now. There it is.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody has done this on your side. This is the African ancestry. Okay.
So no, but I've heard about it.
Okay, this is African ancestry. So this is my uncle, because this is for the male side. So what this means, this is the male side. So it's the male. My uncle, his father, all the way back to Africa. And so we are the Balanta people from Guinea-Bissau. And so this was done in 2018. That was part of my book that I wrote. I was able to show how these people were people who were really good at doing rice cultivation. So they were brought over in the 1700s to Georgia because they were very good at doing rice. I like to say that they were the Cadillac of slaves because they knew how to do it. And they were brought over to Georgia to help them learn how to do rice cultivation. And so that started my whole book and how I figured out what was happening, because my third great grandfather was born in Georgia. And so that helped me to figure out what was going on. So you guys should do that. And then once you do it, everybody in the family is that. So it's kind of expensive, but you can kind of divide it up to do it. But it's something I think that would help, like if you go down, if you are related to the slaveholder, it'll tell you. If not, it'll tell you. So that's something that I think you guys should think about doing.
Yes, that's interesting. My what we call him Powering is my godfather. My godfather's people did that. They live in Las Vegas. They found out about theirs too. They know their ancestry in Africa. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks, Denise. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So make sure it's it's pretty interesting with having those reunions, and that's something we might do going sometime in the future.
Okay. So yeah, I'm very interested too when you guys do your GEDMES, because I'm going to do mine after you do yours, and
our group project.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to do that too.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much for your input. It's very interesting.
You're welcome. Okay, I'm going to go eat lunch now because I got to get ready for mine. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now, do we have Karen? Karen, can you hear us? There's a Karen on she's here, but she's not here.
I don't know if she can't get on or.
Let me see where
she was trying to get on.
Karen. Oh, she can hear, but her camera's off.
Okay.
She's on.
I asked her, start your video. Uh-oh, I think she's here now.
Oh, she's here.
But we can't hear her, but when I look at the screen, it says that she is she's good with her microphone and her video. But we just carry on. Okay.
Okay.
Now, as I had mentioned before, the group is working towards our GEDmatch presentation project, and we're going to be starting that during the month of next month, March. And I appreciate everybody who has filled in our spreadsheet that has the link for the family members. Have you guys seen that? Have you had an opportunity to see our link, our contact list, Moss Genealogy contact list?
I have, and I put in my GEDmatch link, my little code thing. So I did that.
You have a GEDmatch kit number?
Yes, I put that into after I got your email.
Wow.
All right, she's
I'm a
on
teacher,
it.
so I try to follow instructions as quickly as possible.
All right.
So have you used it yet? Have you figured out how to, some of the things, how to use the program, or we're going to have a little lesson on it?
I don't know how to use it yet. It's still processing mine. Like I said, I think I got your email like early this morning, something like that. So I only did that today.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So Lawanda, would you comment on that?
On the GEDmatch?
Yeah, and she's getting hers for the first time. Would you comment with her what some of what to expect and what to do, how do the value?
Well, yeah, it's very valuable. It really helped when Jerry, when you actually had me log in, and we actually had a little conference call, Zoom meeting, and he actually showed me how to really read the columns, and then how to make a connection between individuals that were coming up like second and third cousins, but then there was a middle ground. Like I never would have known how to read it other than, okay, we match kits, but being able to understand how you match the kit and the other individuals that are on the kit really helped. And by sharing kit numbers, it helped us to know, like, he and I were matching. And then again, like I said, I was matching like another, like the slave owner Moss family, the Caucasian family. And so I gave him that person's GEDmatch number too, because they shared it with me, and he helped me to see which persons we really need to look at, because that may be the common ground for each one of us, because I was matching high on one and he was matching low, but then there was a person in the middle that we were matching. So it really helped visually, especially with any of the stuff that we're doing, to see it. So I highly recommend a little tutorial, because that, again, without a tutorial and understanding any of this, you're lost, because if you don't understand how the platforms work.
And that's why, thank you, Luana. And that's why we, we share and share our tools, and our purpose is to, again, to get connected. If we do find your exact father, that has been done, and we have our genealogy group. We have individuals who can match you with people who you won't think they'd be able to. So we have individuals in our team that you give them a name and they can do the investigation on names, and they can come back with emails, where they work, telephone numbers. They have the detective programs. And we have some that are members that are scientists, that they can use your DNA and they can distinguish between 4 or 5 people. They can tell you what line your father is from, and then actually process elimination find fathers. So it's really heavy when you really get into it. But with us, again, keep that in mind. We have the talent, but we got to stick together and ask questions and help each other.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, we got some heavyweights, believe me when I tell you.
Building out the trees also helped. A lot of people may only want to build out so far, but one of the things I did too is build out a DNA tree. So I had my tree of all the people I thought were related, but then I built out a DNA match tree. It's separate. It's like a floating tree. And then once I understood how to use it and I found a common ancestor, then I attached them to my tree, and it just exploded with information. That's another tutorial, is how to build out those DNA trees, floating trees.
Okay, well, when we get in the future, when you're in a secure location, we'd like for you to give us a presentation on that.
Oh, definitely. I'm actually free anytime. Okay, on the weekends.
On our next meeting,
mainly Sundays.
On our next meeting, we'll let you. We'll see if it fits your schedule, that you can give that presentation. And we want everybody to be familiar with using this platform and share something each meeting about what your research is and tools that can help each other. Now, Karen, I see we got your video. Karen, can you turn your audio? Karen is there. Because we haven't heard a word of her. Can you see Karen here? Team, can you see her? Karen? Can you see it? Do you see it, Karen?
No, I can't see her.
But now Karen doesn't have.
It's blank, but I can.
I don't know why hers is not coming in.
Well, she controls her audio, but we can see her. And she is listening. She's on the meeting.
Oh, her audio's off.
Yeah, her audio is off.
Because I don't see her.
Well, she controls that. Okay, Shalette, I have a question for you. Shalette? Shantae.
Oh, Shantae.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Shantae, so far by sitting into the meeting, what have you learned?
Well, so you know that when you first reached out, I went on to YouTube and I watched a couple of your videos. So I was able to actually run the JED match code. I haven't delved into it or done any analysis on it, but I did plug my JED match kit number in to the Google Doc that you provided. I learned that. And from LaWanda, now that listening to her and seeing how she's connecting and reading the CMs on the ancestry, how it's helping her with the different data points, how it's able to help figure out which ancestor is plugged to which lineage. So I know that I'm going to get that information, or at least be able to prepare that analysis from this group right here.
That's true. Good.
Okay.
Great job. Now that's taking the initiative. And Michelle, will you let us know what the value is to hear those kind of statements, Michelle?
It's good to hear that people are able to use the information and are learning. And I think each time we get on, we learn something new from everybody, including myself. I've learned a lot just from each of our meetings. It gives me something else to go investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Well, could you give us a little background on your research goals? Aren't you studying to be a genealogist?
Yes, I am currently studying. My husband and I both are trying to become board certified genealogists. And in doing that, to be able to do proof statements and go back so many generations. And it can't be yourself. So, going 3 or 4 generations beyond someone else's grandparents is difficult. And they don't make allowances because of slavery. You have to be creative. And I'm learning a lot in how to be creative with it. So, this is helping, and we have meetings, we meet once a week, and I'm just learning some things.
Excellent.
Does anybody have any questions for Michelle?
No, because I don't know how to do any of it.
If she has does she have a recommendation on where to go? Because I kind of Googled that too on certain organizations or universities were offering those certificates. Is there a certain one that you're using?
I don't have a certificate, but I did take a class from Boston University, and it was a principles class, and that was very helpful. And then they do have another class beyond that, but I decided to go ahead and try to use what I already know and try to go ahead and try to get board certified. And that's through bcg.org, board certification. I forget what the G stands for. But also there are a lot of free webinars that are given by different societies, historical societies. And so I've joined those, and it's been helpful. Today, actually, I went to 2, and one was on quilts, which I had not even thought about doing a quilt. Well, I don't quilt either, but they talked about how to put together a quilt. And I didn't even know that you could print on fabric like that. And they were showing how these different quilts that people put their history on, their genealogy history.
Oh, yeah.
On a quilt.
I knew about that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
You
and the other one was about stones, and the guys in Connecticut, they're putting together stones from where slaves were originally living and in the plantations, or they were working. And in Connecticut, they have different places where they're putting actual stones in the ground in front of places, either churches or monuments of where slaves once were. So that was interesting too.
Wow, that is.
Have you noticed, thank you, Michelle. Have you noticed during this month, there's been a lot of informative programs like on KPBS, the one on church.
I've been watching it. Yeah, the Black Church.
Yeah, it had a lot of historical value. And they, about 2 weeks ago, there was an article on 60 Minutes, and they referred to DNA testing and how the Chinese are getting the information, and they're trying to get the information and turn around and sell information back to us about our health.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so on that note, I had texted Jerry. I said, "Hey, are you watching this?" Because when you do your questions on when you sign up for Ancestry or some of the other ones, there's one question that says, "Do you want to allow them to do research?" And that's the one thing that they're selling to third-party companies like this Asian company or some of these other ones, so that they can do research on your DNA and gather all this data from everybody and then medically suggest things you should take or prevent certain diseases. So when you answer those questions, and you can change it under settings that you do or do not want them to use your DNA in research.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
that's the
really?
one question you have to ask. Yes. So you might want to go check what you filled out on that part, because a lot of people don't know that that's what.
And I thank you for that information. And for GEDmatch, they have certain privacy conditions also. GEDmatch. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? And from, okay, here's basically what's happening. When GEDmatch first started, it was used as a tool to help different people connect from different resources, different tests. And eventually what happened, one of the members on GEDmatch, he matched the Golden State Killer. And so they found the Golden State Killer from a DNA match in the GEDmatch program. And it just, it gave all kind of bells and alarms to people. They're going to use their DNA to for criminal reasons. And so what happens, they have a condition. I mean, they have some conditions that you have to sign off on and say, if you use mine, you can or you can't use it for those purposes. That's GEDmatch. Just letting you know, there are some conditions, and it was because they used the DNA for crimes. And so that's one of the ones that you can sign off on or not. But as for finding tools, finding relatives, it's a great resource. And if you pay a little more, you can get more of the different services that the program offers.
Yeah, that's what I would like to find out about the African ancestry too.
Well, let's see. One of my cousins, when they were doing the research, they mentioned one of the Chantel. She's the one who did our spreadsheet. One of my goals is to see how we are connected. The people who you see on this screen.
Yeah.
So
that's the main thing.
That's the main thing, and that's what I focus on, and that's what this group does. So let's don't. I just have to be frank with you. I don't go way back and do a whole lot of digging. That's just me, because like I've lived to be 70 years old. Just last December. So everything I do is, how are we connected? How can I help you get to your people? I know about what happened back there. I do know now. But my main focus, and I want each of you to know, the newer members, we want to get you connected right now. That's our goal. And number one, we relatives. So if that gives you some encouragement, and say, hey, you got value. I do have family. We are a family because we have DNA. We share DNA. So now, ask for exactly how, that's for us to work on. But we just have an empathetic group, and we help each other. And I just want you to know, you're family. You're family to me, and whatever I can do to connect. And that's what's happening. We're connecting with each other, like Judy right there, my great aunt. That's her grandmother. So we're being able to put some of these pieces together because it starts from us being connected in the first place, or I don't reach out to you. Excuse my expression. I started by reaching out to you because you matched me. So with that, I've been able to fill in, my family portrait. You have helped me fill in my family portrait just like I'm helping you. It's not no puzzle. It's your family portrait. It's your family. It's your family. It's members of your family and your ancestors. And now we're still alive to use this technology to use this science. You know, they did all they could to separate us, and
Yes, they did.
and we still are. But now we got technology, we got compassion, we're intelligent, we can read. Believe me, we can count. We do know science.
Yeah.
And some, they don't want us to know what we know, but like we're gonna share it.
All the beautiful people I see are my cousins.
Yeah. It's a cool connection.
Yeah, I'm just so excited.
And you know, we just new members are you know, we're planting seeds. See, I plant seeds all the time. You guys are doing it too. And sometimes you overlook it. What have you done? You know, how does that help somebody? But when your purpose is right, it multiplies. God deals with multiplication. All of our blessings are multiplied.
It's time to go.
Okay. Does anybody else want to share their screen? Because I want to share something on my screen for you, just to give you like a brief presentation for some of the newer members. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me share my screen and we'll start. I'll go through let's start off with how I reach out to the members, the family, and then we get their friends also. I'll share this with you. Okay, let's start here. And as I go through this presentation, please ask me questions. You know, just blurt it out, raise your hand or what have you. And now tell me, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Can you see that this is the pictures? You see the different pictures?
Yes.
Okay. And each of you, when you go into Ancestry, you see this screen. This is the DNA summary screen, the summary. Up at the top, right here is DNA, and it's the top one, the summary. You double click on that. And this is what comes up. Now, from here, what I do is, you look at these pictures. First of all, here's your ethnicity. It tells what your ethnicity is, what mine is. And here's my DNA matches. And these are through lines. Through lines is very important once you've built your own tree. And as Lawanda said, build your own tree. Start from what you do know. Start with you. and start where you're at and build your own tree. Now, right here, where all these people are related to me. They're either fourth cousins or closer. And there's 955 of them.
Really?
Yeah. And half of them are on my mother's side. Just look at it like this. Half of them on your mother's side and half of them on your father's side. Out of all these people, there they are. They're either my mother's side or my father's side. Now, then what you do, like on these pictures, so I see these and they rotate. These pictures rotate about every 2 days. And so you'll see different people, they rotate out. So what I do, here's how I build here's how I reach out. I'll click on like, let's say this person, right? I always start from here and go straight across, but let's click on this lady right here. Double click on her. Double click on her.
I took it out this morning.
She comes up. And my picture and her picture, it tells that she's the 5th wave cousin, and this is our shared DNA in segments. And then the next thing you do, you see where shared matches is, you double click on that.
No.
And from the shared matches, you can see
Really stuff.
Oh,
I have custom groups, so she's in the blue groups, and what that is,
Oh, the blue.
See you later.
she's in the blue.
Okay, thank you.
Right here, you can add,
all right.
and edit groups. Double click on there. Up here, you can create your own group. The first group I
You
click
better
on,
find me another name before you get back.
the people who are on the father's side, I made them red. The people who are on my mother's side, I made them blue. So,
Okay.
and so when I double click on this person on share matches, they go to the people who match me on. I can find out what side that they're on, and then from there, what I do is I send them a message. Here they are. Here's her and myself. She's 13 Central Morgan's one segment. I double click in the middle where those eyes are. Double click there. And I'll send her a message. So I'll double click on message. Now this takes a little time because what it's doing, it's reading all my messages. I have a lot of messages, and then the list of people on the left side says messages. They're going to all come up, and then this person who I want to send this message to, she's going to come up on this screen, and then I'm going to send her a message. And each one of you have a story. My message, I call it a reach out bait message. Reach out bait message. And what it is I have my story. I attach it to a real big, I attach it to a helicopter. I have it fly over the ocean and drop it. So it's in the ocean. So whoever bites that message, they might bite it, but it's up to me to bring them back in. And so this is my message right here. And each one of you find your message, make your own message. And here it is. Like for this person, I tell them what my name is, where I reside. You and I are closely related on my mother's or father's side. I did that by my shared matches. I'm giving them my kit number now. And I share a little bit of information about my mother, about my father. And then I let them know that I have a Zoom meeting, and you can research and see the meeting. And then I tell them what our next meeting is in February. And then you give me your email or your telephone number, and then I can send you the meeting invite. Always give your information first before you ask somebody else for theirs. Because man, when you send this out, people see this. And then some of your relatives, they don't know anything about these people that I'm talking about, but I know about them. And it's up to me to share this information with them. So then what I do, for example, I'll take this and copy it. See I highlighted it? Then I right click, copy. Now I know this person is on my father's side. I'll go back to here, to the pictures.
Did he leave my other glasses over there?
Watch this. Now here's the trick right here.
Oh, can I get him? Can you get him?
I'll give it to you. Wait a
All right.
minute.
Now this person here, I'll double click on that person. Another picture. And she's 17 across one. We'll see what side. Her name is Juanita. I don't match her in any way. Some people overlook those people. I don't. I still include them because she matched me 17 Central Morgan. So what I do to that person, I'll send a message. And here's where it's at. You remember that message that I right clicked on? My story. I right clicked on that. I copied it. Now this person here. I don't know if she's on my mother's or father's side, but I'm still going to reach out to her.
I had somebody help me.
So here, as this again, it's going through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you ahead of time. I'm going to get that person. I'm going to send my message. I'm going to send my message to. Let's see, where's she at? There she is right there. I'm going to click her name. I've already seen that she doesn't. I don't know if she's on my father's or my mother's side, but I like the people from California. I do reach out to them. There she is. And here's the message for her.
Okay.
Is she from New Mexico?
She's in California. She's in California.
She's in California.
She's in California. I know that. So I'm sending her a message now. Now remember, I've already copied and pasted my major, my reach out bait message. So when she comes up, I'm going to right here where type a message. I click there, right click and paste. And there's my whole message. And the only thing I do, I change up here. Instead of calling her new cousin Anita, I turn this, I take her name off and I put Juanit. Uh-oh. I was one hand up. Let's see. She is Juanita. And that's her. I do the same thing, but she doesn't relate. She's not on my, she doesn't relate to me on my mother's side or father's side. What I'll tell that person, I'll take this off. Over here.
But Jerry, did she have a shared match?
No, not with me.
Okay.
But she matches me with DNA. So look what I'll say to her. Okay, let's see, get this stuff off here. I'll say I'm already 70 years old. I already have that. But here's what I tell those people. I'll say, even, let me get my stuff right. Even though we have a small number of CMs, apostrophe, we are related.
Yeah.
I tell them that, and then I'll send it. So what that does is I reach out to somebody. Even though we're not, I can't tell my mother's side or father's side, even, and we got a small number of CMs, we are related. Because we related by DNA. So then they'll come back to me, and I'll give you an example of one that I've just received. And then we're gonna take a 10-minute break. But let me show you what I've received, for example. Okay, there. Move this over. And here's one right here. Does this person look familiar? This is one from Tay. What is it? Tay. What's her name?
Tay.
Okay. I sent this message out to her yesterday, and yesterday she sent me this. Hello, Jerry. Thank you so much for messaging me. I see that we are related on my father's side. I'm very new to this, and I do not know my biological who my father is, not even his name. My biological mother wrote me and told me some things, but nothing for me to actually know anything of substance of finding or knowing my father. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and I have for a couple of decades. I have a lot of family here from my maternal grandfather's side. Your message gives me hope of learning more about myself and my family. She just turned 36 last week. She has a family, and she's a math teacher and educational tech specialist. And she gave me her email and telephone number. And then she said, thank you again for reaching out. It means a lot. I definitely want to stay in touch and will accept your Zoom invitation if you have time to send it for today.
Okay.
Now that's big time fishing, isn't it?
Yes.
You know what? That young lady was here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the
Yeah.
one. There she is right here.
Yeah.
Now, how's that?
Yes.
How's that for fishing?
She was interested.
How's that for
Yes.
big time fishing, everybody?
Dedicated.
But that's the process I use. And look what we have. That's the fruits. Look at the fruits of our labor. Here's our cousin sitting here right now. And that gives me motivation to do what I do. And for you all to be here with me, that helps me and you. And I know I'm helping you.
Yeah, because you're doing a wonderful job, and I sure appreciate you.
Thank you, cuz. Okay, young lady, what do you think about that presentation that I just gave? Taye?
It is I'm still a little, bubbly from excitement. This is great, especially because I'm so new to it, to be able to dive into it the last couple days, but then to also hear from you, someone who's dedicated and really, really put forth a lot of time and effort and heart into it. It's great because I'm finding that there are some things I don't have to reinvent the wheel for. And also cool because there was a method. You had a method, and obviously it worked because I'm here. And uh that was also encouraging for me to know that you have a method for this, because I did reach out to someone that is listed as a second cousin on my father's side. So I'm hoping that will get some movement as well.
It
Good.
will. It will. And a comment, a member's comment to her. Respond to that statement.
I didn't hear you, Jerry.
Respond to her comment.
I'm sorry. I was distracted a little bit. I didn't really, I heard the last of what she was saying.
Go ahead, Michelle.
So I encourage you to reach out to people, and believe it or not, some people are really open to talking. I've reached out to some people and then they've responded back. And what's so great about it is the people you're reaching out to are family. And so that's pretty great. And not everybody responds, but some people do. And some of the people I've talked to for hours on the phone, and it was like we knew each other all along, but that's family. So, you're going to have some good experiences, and then you may find some people who don't want to talk, and that's okay. Because if they don't, believe me, other people in the family do. So you will find somebody, even in the same family, if you find one person cold, like a brother might not want to talk, but a sister will want to talk. An aunt may not want to have anything to do with it, but the uncle might. So, don't be turned off either. If you get someone that's not interested, don't think everybody's like that, because they're not.
This is Lawanda. I got to run, but I wanted to add to that. What I noticed too is not everyone is on Ancestry every day, every week, every month, or every year. So even though you reach out again. And also, like what you saw in Jerry's messages, he put his phone number and email, and some people put Facebook. That's really important too, because a lot of the people who reached back out to me said, I'm so glad you put your phone number on there or your email address, because then they don't have to, if they don't want to, continue to pay for the monthly subscription, but we can still do our research. And then some people just aren't on there. So don't be discouraged if they don't respond right away. Just periodically say, I want to follow up. I'm just following up. Every now and then. You're not bugging them, but some people just don't get those messages and realize that you may be serious in your research. So I got to run and catch a flight, but it was great talking to
Thank you,
everyone.
cuz.
And very,
Come on, appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
let's
Be safe.
thanks everybody, and let's take some time when you want me to, Jerry, to do the training on building out those DNA trees,
Okay.
because I think it's really it's eye opening.
Well, the next presentation, we'll put you down.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good. All right, take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's awesome. Here we are.
But Jerry, without
Yeah,
you
that'd be
sending
great.
that message, Jerry, that was really helpful, because I got my results and it was like, wow, okay, some things match what I had been told from, family stories and pictures and all of those things. But then it was like, where do I go from here? Like, hey, and then I get your message. I'm like, oh my gosh, you can message. Okay, hi.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, that's cool. And now you see the people who were talking, who's here, and their heart is in it, their spirit is in it. There's a lot of love amongst each of us. And we're just really blessed to have you in the family. Yeah.
Thank you, and I'm glad to be here.
And it's
Yeah, I'm glad you came on today.
and like God says, give them something to work with. Like I might have reached out, but you giving me something to work with. And now look, you got a whole team, family. You're teaching.
It makes you feel so good, because I thought I didn't have any family. And now I'm finding out I have cousins.
And that's what happens too. I do some research and
I have a dumb question.
Okay, just 1 second. Let me just say this one thing. When I look at those pictures, I'll click on the picture. I don't know. See, right there, it doesn't say if they're close, if they're not. You don't know. But you click on the picture. So once I click on the picture,
I don't know how to do none of that though.
Once I click on the picture, then I get an idea. Okay, how am I going to approach this? So go ahead. Go ahead, Ethan. Eflin.
I have a dumb question, but okay, I know how to determine first, second, third, but when you get to the fourth and sixth cousins, how do you determine where the lineage would be from there?
Okay.
Like on the grandparents' side? Or...
Okay. I'll show you that in 1 second. Hello, Maggie.
Okay.
Maggie.
Hi, Maggie.
How you doing?
I see you made it in.
Give us an introduction, Eflin. Introduce her to us, and then she can introduce herself. Go on, Eflin. Tell us about her.
I don't know much about her. I just met with her a couple of days ago. I told her about the group, and she wanted to come in, and I gave her the wrong number, but she's here.
Yeah.
Before you comment, Maggie, I want each of you to know that Eflin, she has joined in a couple of weeks ago. But during the week, her research, she's reaching out to people, getting their email numbers and email names, and sending them to me. And a lot of people want to join our group. They want to learn. They want to join. And she's a fierce recruiter for our business. Believe me, she's tight. She's tough, and I talk to her quite frequently.
Yeah.
Okay, Maggie, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Okay, my name is Maggie Lee Isaac Middleton. My mother, Hattie Middleton, her maiden name is Bird, B-Y-R-D. Her father is Willie Bird, and him and 2 other brothers were adopted into the Bird family. Willie Bird was born in Tift, Georgia. And this is where where we found you guys, is through Ancestry, saying that you're our 4th cousins, or my 4th cousin. So I was just kind of curious as to what Ancestry would actually find about my grandfather's natural line.
Okay, thank you. Could you tell us where you're from? And
I live in Des Moines, Iowa.
Iowa.
Yes, my mother was actually born in Tiff, Georgia. My mother, Hattie Bird, was born in Tiff, Georgia, and they went from Tifton, eventually ended up in Fort Pierce, Florida, where she graduated from school and ended up in Iowa.
Yeah, well,
So
I was born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska.
okay,
Yeah, so
that's and just a couple hours away.
that's right. Okay, let me answer that question, Evelyn. I'm gonna share my screen.
Okay.
Where's those pictures at? Okay, here, DNA summary.
That's the only way I'm gonna be able to see it.
Come on up to summary. Okay. After you build your trees, if you build a tree that goes out at least like 3 generations, then here's this application. It's called through lines. So watch what I do on this. What this does is there's a number of people.
Okay.
Through lines. There's a number, like Ancestry has like about 50 million members. And so what they do is they match your chromosomes, 23 chromosomes, and they match that through those 50 million people. And those who match your 23, let's say chromosomes, that's just like your fingerprints, then they're in your family. They match your DNA. That's DNA. Now watch this. After you get your trees, a lot of people, they have their trees and you have your trees, but Ancestry has the DNA. And watch what I do here. Double click on through lines. Now all the work that you've done, now this is my father, Kenneth Moss, and this is my mother, Lois Gilden. Those are their maiden names. So those are my parents who have passed on. And these are my grandparents. And this is Dave Moss. I didn't know much about him, but this is my grandfather. This is my father's father, and this is the Burnells, my grandmother on her side. So this is where we're at, Julie. This is our side there, and then
right there.
Yeah, on this side, these two, and then these are my grandparents on my mother's side. That's my grandfather, and that's my grandmother.
On your mother's side.
Kirksey's and the Gildens. Now let me go down a little further.
So your dad was in the service?
No, my grandfather was World War I, right there. Watch this.
Grandmother?
Because she asked about. I'm gonna answer Evelyn's question. Let's go down to my second grandmother, City Moss. If you click on this, I have 19 DNA matches. So what they'll do is you click on her name and watch what happens here. There she is.
Oh, I see it.
And then this is my second great grandfather, Thomas Moss. This is Judy, who's here. This is her grandmother,
That's my grandmother.
Yeah, and watch this. You pick right here. This is on this side, and then it goes. You click another one, and you click another one. Now look at this. What this program tells me, these are people who've taken the DNA test. He's 31, Central Morgan's SD, 2 segments. All 3 of these people match me through DNA, and there they are. And then it tells from who their parents are, this is second cousin removed all the way up to her. So you saw that? So that's how I know how they are. And it answers a lot of questions for you. Now let's go through Josephine Atkins. Here she is. Now look at these people here. This is my great aunt. There she is. And she had these kids. This is Clinton.
Oh, that's my daddy.
And Laura, right?
That's my aunt.
Yeah, and here's these two people are private because they're alive. That's why they say private. And here's Eric Davis.
Yeah, that's my nephew. Oh, this is my family. That's my daughter, Shawnee.
That's her daughter.
Yes.
And then over here, here's one right over here, SM. From Laura, this is the person who has 14 Sycamore Morgans over here. So what this does is, let's go over here to James Monroe. Okay, but they won't get his. But
his won't come up.
Not right now. But from
Val's not on here today. She's not on here today, huh?
Who?
Val.
No, but you saw her side. You saw her section of the family cluster.
Yeah, I saw it.
And see, that program's through lines. If you build your tree, it gives you answers.
It sure did. Oh, it's off it now.
Did you see how many answers that program gave? Eflin, did that answer your question?
A little bit.
You have through lines on yours?
Yeah.
Do you use it?
But I'm asking, say like, yeah.
Do you use it?
Like on your matches, and it says 4th to 6th.
Yeah.
On your matches, how do you determine if it's through a grandparents or?
Well, when you have that, you do share common grandparents, but it's further down the line. It's further down the line. Now, I have a 4 through 6 with how do you say Tay? What is it? Tay. Yeah.
Tay.
She's 4 through 6.
Beautiful name. I like that, Tay.
Yeah, she's 4 through 6 through me. So there's a pretty good chance we're going to find out what cluster she's in. She's the 4 through 6. And see, so
good, I hope so.
There's a pretty good chance I'm gonna find out what cluster that she's in my family. So you're gonna have to do some research. And again, let me tell you this here, everybody who is here, build your relationship with the people who you see on this screen first. Build a solid relationship with them first, and then the other ones will come. They'll fill themselves in, but this gives me peace. This gives me peace to be able to see your face and to talk to you. Okay. What direction you want to go in now, everybody? Let's take a 10-minute break and then come back for those who want to.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this. I hope I'll be able to come back.
10-minute break, and those who were here, you can talk to the people there. 10-minute break.
Hey, Michelle, can you hear me? This is Wandale.
Hey.
Look here, when you trying to do the genealogy, get certified, right?
To be certified?
Yes.
That's what I'm working on now.
Now you said they wouldn't do allowances for slavery. What did you mean? What did they mean by that?
I meant that just because ancestors went through slavery, they still want you to go back as far as everybody else. And I tried to do it about 20 years ago, and I even wrote an explanation and everything as to why I couldn't, and I wasn't able to do it because it was kind of like too bad. But now that things are more with the internet, and it might have been 30 years ago, it's been a while since I've tried. But now I'm hopeful that I'll be more successful with the things I've learned from the class and they teach you ways of being creative
Okay.
and going back. One thing that I recently found, I was searching because I do other people's. I'm trying to get past my family, and I was stuck. I had a brick wall and I wasn't able to get any further. So I looked at the records that I already had, and they were on this certain plantation.
Okay.
So I Googled the plantation in Google and Wikipedia, and the plantation came up, and it showed who founded the plantation. Then I
Okay.
went back into the person who I was researching to see if they were related by DNA
Okay.
of the last name of the person that founded it, and they were.
Okay.
So then I went to the wills of the person that founded the town, and the names started to pop up of some of the slaves that were from the 1800s that was in the census. I was able to go further backwards.
Okay.
So that's a way of going past it, and it's really hard because we're not documented. You know, they didn't document us. They didn't give our names, or if they gave the name, they didn't give the last name. So you really do have to be creative in finding it, but as long as you can prove it, and that was proof.
Okay.
So you have to just look at ways that you can prove that we did exist, and wills is a good place. And I learned today that church records are a good place. Even though they're not our church, churches documented slaves in the town. So that's a new thing that I'm going to be looking at.
Now, have you ever heard of anything? They used to talk about the Mormon church all the time that always had documents. Have anybody gone through the Mormon church for any documentation? Do you know?
I tried.
I actually had someone to suggest that to me today.
Okay.
And I tried, but they didn't have my family.
They didn't have it. Okay.
No, they didn't.
Well, you know, because it's really interesting how, you know, there's information. I haven't done my DNA test yet. I have it, but I'm gonna have to send it in. But it's interesting, like when Jerry's doing that presentation, and how everybody is starting to link, and you can't deny the science is what we can't. And then for everybody who's really trying to, the blessing for me is that Jerry's my first cousin. His father and my father are brothers. So I have a strong link right there. But I also have the link on my mother's side because we're working on something just for the heirship of my great grandfather's property. And with that, we have created a family tree that we didn't have. And I met relatives 5 years ago on my grandmother's side. I have never seen on any of my great uncles, never seen them. So everybody's deceased now, but now you know, you see this generation of people you've never seen, a whole half a family, because there were 6 of them. Three of my grandmother's brothers stayed in Mississippi, and my grandmother and my great aunts, they were all in Omaha, Nebraska, and that's where my mother met my father at, on the Moss side. See, but so now
you see on the Moss side?
Yeah, the Moss, right?
Moss side.
Yeah, the Moss side, because I have my mother's last name of Jackson. So in the state of Nebraska, if you're born and your parents are not married, you have to have your mother's last name and not your father's last name.
Right.
See? So that was always confusing for me for a long time. I didn't find out till I was 24 years old that my father was not my biological father. He was my stepfather.
Oh.
Right. And the only reason I found out about that was because he died. And one of my uncles was going to tell me, but that was kept quiet for 20 something years.
Wow.
Then I found out, when I found out I had two sisters. That's how I ended up meeting Jerry.
Okay.
So what was your biological father's name?
Hubert Moss.
Hubert?
Yes.
Ruben Moss?
Hubert Moss. Hubert.
Oh, Hubert.
Yeah, Hubert. Yeah.
Hubert.
Yes.
So that must be an uncle man. Hubert.
Yeah, you know, and so Jerry's father and my father are brothers. So when me and Jerry first cousins, and I met Jerry.
But that means that my grandmother is your aunt.
What's your grandmother's name?
My Josephine Moss. She's
Okay.
she's sister to his father and I guess your dad.
Okay.
What's your dad name? Oh yeah, you said it. Hubert.
Hubert Moss.
Hubert Moss.
Yeah.
Okay, my grandmother is your dad's sister.
So I never met her. See?
I didn't either because she died for
Wow.
So I
So
never
is
met
this
her.
new to you, Mr. J?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But she's telling you now, is that new to you?
No, I knew she existed, but
No,
I
I'm
never
talking
met
about,
her.
Judy. But she tell you that her family is your family. Is that new to you?
Yes, that's new to me.
Yeah, that's why I said I wrote down Wardell. I wrote down Val, Michelle, and the other young lady that was on here. Those I know are directly, related to me. I know all y'all related to me, but I know how they related to me.
Okay.
Right. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I don't know exactly how you related to me, but I know how Wardell, Michelle, that other young lady that was on the last time, and Valerie. Those four. That's why I was waiting on y'all to come on because I know how y'all related to me.
Hello, everybody.
Now, I don't know how you relate to, but I know you are my cousin.
I'm happy for you, Mr. J.
Hello, I'm back. So let me, I just came in on the tail end of that. Let me share something with you on that, just so you.
That's the guy, Wardell?
Wandale.
Our grandmother is his aunt.
Let's go back to. I go to through lines first, as you said, and I'm gonna be able to explain this to her more. I'm gonna give her more specific information.
Is he sure, Daddy? When he went on the mall side.
I'm gonna do it again. Okay.
See that, grandmama.
Here's where we're at. City Moss. You remember how I mentioned that we all have. I don't know where that went. That went over here. We have. Let's go get that.
Josephine Moss Higgins. You see it? I do.
Okay.
I can't read it.
I'll show it to you. We all have shared grandparents somewhere down the line. We just have to find out where. But let's start here. Wandale.
Yes.
You and Judy, here's how you're connected. This Thomas Moss, he is the brother of Josephine Atkins. And this Thomas Moss is our yours and my great grandfather.
Right.
So that's how they're related. Now watch this. Let's start with let me start with you, Wandale, so you can see. You and me. Here's how we're connected.
You know what,
Right here, here's Thomas Moss. Here's our grandfather, David Moss, right?
Okay.
And your father, and my father are what?
Brothers.
They're brothers.
Yep.
Full brothers.
Yes.
Yes, they're full brothers. So here's where I come off over here like that. I come off on here, but if Wandale took the test, he's taking the test, his dad would show up here, Hubert Moss, and then he'd be right here. He's my first cousin. See, his Hubert Moss and Kenneth Moss is my dad, and his brother is Hubert Moss, and that's Wandale's daddy. So Wandale and me are first cousins.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where that comes in. And then from my dad, here's my grandson, Delon. He's taking the test. Look at his central mortgage. He's 1,830 central mortgage across 42 segments. Whenever you start matching people with segments, they are your relatives. Now, this is my 27-year-old grandson. This is my niece, Tracy.
Oh, I see him.
Here's Tracy. She's
Tracy.
she's 1,400 central mortgages across 43 segments. This is my brother Stevie's
I need
daughter.
to see it on the TV.
My brother Stevie's daughter, Tracy. And then here's another. Here's one that snuck up on me. This young man here, JT, and it's private. That means that they're alive, you see? So they won't show who this is. And I'll be frank with you. I tried to find out. He showed up. I contacted my niece, and I even contacted my brother, and I haven't got no answers from him. But that's what happens to your family. This True Lines will bring it out. This guy is 794 central mortgages. But Wandale, that's our connection. Now let me go over here to see what she was talking. We got to go over to City again. Let's go to Josephine.
It's all coming from City, Mom.
Yeah, we all come from City. That's our second great grandfather. Now let's go over here to my aunt, my great aunt, Josephine. Here she's my great aunt. And look at this.
They're gonna come up.
And
Clinton Higgins.
There she is.
Clinton Higgins.
Clinton Higgins. And here you are, right here, Judy. That's you.
Where?
You're my second cousin, one removed, right there.
Oh, okay. That's me?
Yeah, you're private. You know why you're private? Because you're alive.
Okay.
If you had deceased, you wouldn't be. I see your name. And then
because I thought some people just want their
but the way this program is set up, if you're alive, it's private. But you can't have.
Why my daughter on there then? Why is she on there?
If you put the date in there, they're gonna put it in there. Because I got my kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah, once I do the ancestry thing, then they'll put it on there.
Yeah,
if you put the date.
Hey, hold it. Stand down, y'all. This ain't no time for all that. All of us can't speak.
Okay, sorry.
So check this out. Don't be sorry, be careful.
Okay.
Y'all too much, I tell you. But anyway, let me finish this. Okay, here's where we're at. Because I got two people on here. And when I got my ancestry, this young lady showed up. Shawnee.
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Shawnee. It ain't no Shawnee because her
Shawnee.
Shawnee. She showed up. So you know what I did? I contacted her. And she's the one, she matched me. Here's 32 central mortgages across these 3 segments. So she's a relative of mine.
Yeah.
And so I called her first. I sent her a message and then she responded back. And that's what I'm talking about. You might start off with a 32 central mortgage, but you'll end up with a whale. But it starts off with her. And so that's the family right there. And here's your Laura.
Laura.
And who's this SM? Who's that?
SM, I don't know.
Well, I have a 14 and 2 segments from Laura. Matter of fact, this person is your age. Because you see how it comes right across?
My age?
Yeah.
SM.
Well, here's Laura.
Only thing I know would be Sandra Meeks, but that would be their maiden name.
Okay, that's the one then. Sandra Meeks must have took a test because that's why she shows up at 14 and 2.
Okay. That's her daughter.
Oh yeah, something
like that. She lives in Little Rock.
Okay, that's her.
Wow, Little Rock. Wow.
Wow. Isn't that something? I told you, Wardell. I just told him how he was connected. I just told him how he was connected.
Wow.
I'm just trying to do some little writing and try to do because I don't know how to do all what Jerry doing, but I'm trying to put it together the best I can.
Because I never got a chance to meet your grandmother. See? Never, and I didn't meet my father. I didn't meet my father until I was 24 years old.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 24. And so that's how Jerry and I became connected, because when I was born in Omaha. See,
Oh, you were born in Omaha.
I was born in Omaha. My mother's from Lorman, Mississippi, and my
What
grandparents,
part of Mississippi?
Lorman,
Norman.
yeah,
I
Lorman,
never heard of
Mississippi.
Norman.
And they left Mississippi and came to Omaha because that's where the work was, the packing houses. See, that's
Yeah.
where work was back in the 50s and the 40s and things like that. But then
Are you the only child, Waddell?
I'm the only child on my father's side.
Oh, okay.
It's just, no, I'm the only male. I have two other sisters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one's deceased, and I have one that's still living.
Oh, okay.
We have same father, different mothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same father, different mothers.
Okay. And where you live now?
Los Angeles.
Stop.
I've been out here since
No, it's just I just moved from there.
I've been out here since 1955 when I was 5.5 years old.
See, all the time I was out there, I didn't know nothing about you.
Wow.
I kept wondering where were my relatives, because I think my grandmother had 12 children. But I said, where are the rest of them? What happened to the rest? But you know, I was looking for Mosses. I didn't know no other name.
I'm a Jackson.
See, I didn't know another name. Only thing I knew was Moss.
Right.
Because I know my uncles were out there, my great uncles,
Mm-hmm.
Dad's brothers, they were out there.
Okay.
But
if you stayed in Los Angeles and you had a lot of relatives out here in Los Angeles, I'm quite sure that I probably ran across them through the time that I've been here, because I've been here all my life.
Yeah.
Okay, family.
And then I found out that my
hold stand down. Another thing that I do is
once I get started.
You got to stand down. and Wandale too. You think that's something? Both of them. You see where they was going? Come on.
But I used to be so shy when I was little, I wouldn't say nothing. But now my son says she's talking Tina.
No, it's all good. You know. It's all good. And see, that's why that's the purpose of this. We all connecting. We're all connecting. That's
I just enjoy it so much.
And Maggie,
this is always enlightening.
Maggie, we're going to work with you to see, you know, what our connection is, you know, through our research, and help us too with some of the techniques that you use. Be prepared to come through and share your screen. Are you familiar with sharing your screen in Zoom, Maggie? Unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Then answer that question.
Sort of, kind of. I'm still getting used to Zoom, and so yeah.
Thank you.
But you guys have given. We're going to learn to. We're going to start sharing or getting involved, because we got to pay our membership to get more information. But my thing was, you know, just how we were connected. What, you know, my grandfather's real original name was, because he doesn't know. He always went by Bird. And like I said, he was born in Tifton, Georgia, in Tift County, Georgia, rather.
Well, I want to share this with you, and let's be concise about it. These names change, but your DNA doesn't. It does not change. And I'll share one of my consistent sayings. Is like it's like African proverbs. There's like 4 things that can't be hidden. One is the shining sun in the morning, bright sun in the morning. 2, the full moon at night. 3, the vast blue ocean that covers the world. And 4, the truth. It can't be hidden. And
This is
that's
true.
what we discover is the truth. And the
This is true.
DNA is the truth. So let's
Correct.
start with that, and then we'll build from there.
This is
Can I
true.
say something to Maggie, please?
Go ahead.
I'm looking at shared matches, Maggie. And
Mhm.
we match with Sarah Smith. So I go from Sarah Smith, I'm running into my son and my granddaughter. So I'm seeing apparently this is on that mouse side that you're kin.
Oh,
And Eflin,
Mhm.
could you make an adjustment to your camera, please?
To my camera?
Yeah, so we can
Okay.
see you like you're looking in a mirror.
yeah.
It keeps falling down.
Well, you do some
How's
practice.
that?
You do some practicing the next time so we can get you live. Instead of a blur,
I got
you
to
just
do
a
2
blur.
weeks of practice.
Yeah, well, well, we're gonna give you some
Oh,
one-on-ones. But anyway,
shit.
Eflin is related to me on my grandmother's side, and it's one side of our family. It's a major side of family. Let me tell you, my grandmother on my father's side, their names are Burnell.
That's how she's related. Okay.
Burnells.
Oh,
Okay.
Burnells. Yeah, I saw that
And
Burnell.
they're all from our cluster. There's two families that are
I
from our
saw
cluster.
Burnell.
You're gonna find Mosses and you're gonna find Burnells.
Yeah, I
And
saw.
our cluster, let me tell you, you young ones that's on my father's side, we're originally from Arkansas, the Texarkana area. When you start finding out, you do your research, it's going to always lead back to Arkansas, Texarkana, Hempstead County, Nevada County, Columbia County. We have all the records where our family clusters started there in 1850. My third great grandfather was a slave on the Moss plantation, and then in Hempstead County, Ozan Township, and then after they got freed in 1870, that's where they start having records of our family, and they were in the same area. Taylor, Nevada County, Taylor, Prescott. When you hear those names, Prescott, Willisville,
Ralston.
Ralston, all of them, that's where our family clusters are. And they married all the people in those areas. They married. So like, that's where our cluster is. And that's why we can document it. So it's just to let you know, that's why it's documented and it's verified by the people who you see on the screen.
He didn't believe me.
So that's why our cluster is really tight. The ones, everybody you see here, we're related. And if I say it's on my father's side, you better believe it's in that area there in Arkansas, Southwest Arkansas.
Okay.
When you say it's on your father's side, is this the Moss side?
Yes. And
Yes.
Burnells. And the Burnells. See, they all, in 1870, I have census, 1870, there's a Moss family and there's a Burnell family. See, our families, they all moved in clusters. Where one family went, the other family went. Well, our family, they all moved in clusters. They're still together. And I tell you another thing too, we had favor. We had a lot of favor. That's why a lot of us are off on the West Coast. Some of our ancestors, they were porters. Some families helped build the railroads. Ours helped run the railroads. They were porters on the railroad. The Mosses, they were porters, and that was a highly that was a highly thought of position to be a porter on the railroads. And so our families traveled. They came from out from Arkansas, but they ended up in California. So we have a major cluster of people out in California. And so when you match me on that on those pictures, I pay particular attention to a lot of the West Coast matches because they're all from a similar are similar dynamics. I can reach out and touch them.
Jerry, can I ask you something? Or
Go ahead.
would you tell her how to go in Ancestry in the search and put in Burnells and Moss and see where she come up at?
Yeah, not now.
I think I already found, okay, so but I've been doing this for the other side of my family. And so I've got them, you know, and even with the through lines, that's how I'm able to follow through with them. They're more connected. I know more about them. So it's just getting the right name.
When you say them, who are you talking about?
My dad's side of the family, which would be the Middleton side and not this Bird side.
Okay.
And you guys are related to me on the Bird side of the family.
Okay.
So it's just a matter of finding out because my dad was adopted into this Bird family, to find out what his name was to lead us to the Birds.
Okay, make sure we get your Gen Match kit number, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Hey, cousin Judy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn you loose for a minute. Tell us what's been happening.
What? Oh, what's been happening today? Because I'm talking to my sister. I'm trying to explain stuff to her.
Well, come on, talk to us now. Come on, get on the show. It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Hey,
I was just.
Hey, can we see a picture of my cousin?
Okay, Mona.
Let's see her. There she is. What's her name?
85 years old.
What's her name?
Wow.
Mona.
Yeah, Mona. How are you?
Doing fine.
Good.
Wow.
I have a lot of information. I have a lot of information on you too, Mona.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad you do.
Yeah, I can show you some things.
She's born in December like you, a few days from you.
Yes. What happens is, let me share my screen with you again, because this is going to help each one of you with some of the tools that I use. I'm going to share this with you. Okay, let's go to share screen. Where are here they are. Now, on this screen, you see all these different pictures over on the side.
Yeah.
All those. Well, look, what they are, they're by dates, April's, May, all the way down. So what I do is, I might be, let's go, let me give you an example of how I do this so that you can know. If you have Windows, a Windows program, you can, let me go out of this one. Let's go back. Just hold on right here. Let's say like right there. Now this is Tay. This is her. What I can do is on this date, this was yesterday. I go down in the corner. It says type here to search. So I'll type here, and then I type snipping tool, and it comes up to the snipping tool, and I'll pick there, and then I'll say new, and then the screen goes like a shade, and I come down to the corner, and I'll click that one, and then I'll say file. I'll save it. Let me move this over. I'll move y'all over. File, save as. So when I save it, I always put the date. Like today is February 20th, 2021. and I'll say Tay's photo, and I'll have like page 1 of 1, and I'll save it. And then I go back up here and exit out. That's called snipping tool.
Oh, snipping tool.
It's a snipping tool, and what that does, you can snip a picture of your screen, and it just snips it in color, and it's just like taking a picture of your screen. Some people, there's a term you can use for screenshot, but this snipping tool, it gets color. So it went into that directory over there. So I'll do one of these. I'll go back to there and open. And I'll go, here's just April's. I'll go down to February. There's D's, J's. I can also do it by searching up here. Do search and do it. FE February. You see all the different Februarys comes up. But we want February, February 20th, right? So let me go over here. Okay, February 20. Okay, here it is right here. I click on there. And look at that. That's what I just shot. You see that picture? That has her. That was my screen. And here's a picture of you guys who are over on the side. But that instantly, I can take a picture and look, it's in color. You see that? Everything's in color.
Can't see it.
Well,
okay, but I see.
I need to do this next time on the television so I can see.
Yeah. So you can see that.
Yeah, we can't see.
I see it, but I mean, you know.
But it's the snipping tools is the tool that you use, is a snipping tool. But the one thing that the main things I wanted to show you is this.
I'm gonna get it on the TV next time.
I have, every day when I'm researching, I'm typing things and I'm putting different things in. I'm taking a picture of it so I can, at one point, I'll be able to put all my documents together. Instead of just leaving it going from one to the next, I can get it.
He's done.
Double click.
He's showing us this another page.
So can you see this here census? Yeah, do you see the census?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there's Harlem. So you can just take pictures of everything. You see, here's Ken Dorsey on the Burnell side, Fannie. And where's Don Monroe at? She was right there. Here's Diamonds. So it's called snipping tools, and you all can use that when you're on your computer. Use Windows 10. It's called snipping tool.
Snipping tool.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, here comes Shalette. She's the one that did our, no, that's Shantae. Shantae's coming back.
Oh, she went off, right?
Yeah, she went off, but she came back in.
Oh, she came back in.
Mm-hmm. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be coming down to our closing comments, and just closing comments, and then we're going to, I believe it'll be the first week in March. Is, I believe, when we're going to have our next meeting. but I'll have to look at the schedules to see what kind of events are going on. You know, like, you know, we don't like to interfere with some national functions. We want to make sure that it's convenient for everybody. And we usually have been meeting on Sundays, but now we're back to meeting on, we're starting to meet on Saturdays. So let's have your closing comments. Shantae, can you have some closing comments? Can you hear us, Shantae?
Yes, I'm here.
Could we have some closing comments from you, please?
Well, I will say that today was, I think, for me, like kind of life changing. So I spent like a lot of time on Zoom calls for work, but this was actually, I mean, I had to even kind of change the way I was processing it. Because more like, okay, I'm at work. No, you're not at work. You're with your family. Because you all kept sitting at home, but it really didn't process till like towards the end. First of all, with my family, I'm not on a Zoom call for work. That's number one. Number two, I did learn a lot regarding the through lines and how to actually use Ancestry a lot better, and your processes are great. And I thank you all for like welcoming me. Honestly, like I don't even know what else to say after that.
Well, we're gonna get you connected. Does anybody have any questions for her?
No, but I sure enjoyed her today. She enlightened things for me because, you know, I'm still just trying to learn. But each one enlightened. The other young lady too, our other cousin, what was her name? Tay?
Yeah. Maggie, next closing comments, Maggie, and then we're gonna go to Tay.
And Maggie, all of them helped me.
Go ahead, Maggie.
It's just nice to meet everybody, and hopefully we'll have some more conversation, something more to talk about.
Well, thank you for your participation.
See how this line goes. Thank you for inviting me, Ethelyn, cousin Ethelyn.
You're welcome. It's nice to see your face.
It's good to see yours.
Okay, Tay.
Thank you.
Tay.
I really appreciate you all inviting me. Thank you so much, Jerry. This has been a great experience. I am hoping to learn more about myself and where I came from. And this has been not just a little spark, not just a little start, but this has been like a blaze, and I'm so grateful. I do have a question for you though, if someone can answer. I know earlier it was mentioned about the segments you were showing us, Jerry, with the different amount of segments and CMs across. Should I be looking at segments or CMs? I know I have a match with over 50 segments, but that's my aunt, so that wasn't a surprise. But I have matches with people that are on Ancestry with just 13 segments and in the 200s for CMs. So I wasn't sure if that was something good or which one I should be really looking for, the CMs or the amount of segments across.
Michelle's going to answer that first.
So my answer would be whoever answers you would be the person that you would look to reach out to, whoever you think an answer, or because all of them are your relatives. So whether it's 2 or 200 just means that it's closer, but they're still your relatives. So
Okay. Thanks, Michelle. My response, cuz when you have 200 centimorgans and how many segments?
13.
13 segments. That is your relative. There's no ifs and buts about it, and they are a close relative. Whenever you have more than two segments, if you have additional segments, those are your relatives, and the more segments you have, the closer they are. Now remember that you told me that who's your sister or somebody who had your auntie. How many does she have?
I think she has 54 or something like that. Isn't it 50? Yes.
And you know she's your auntie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, those are the ones that it verifies it. But whenever you have 3, 4, 5 segments, those are your relatives. In 200 central organs, those are relatives. Those are they're not whales quite yet, but they're pretty big. They might be a smaller brands of the world, but you get somebody like that, not only, like Michelle said, contact them. They are your relative, but you press them a little more, because those
And that
people,
was one of the people that I sent the message to after,
heck to the yeah. Follow up with them, press them a little more, get your J match numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Work with them, be cordial, and bring them in. But those are your relatives. Anytime you have segments, more than one, that's a relative you need to work with.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for answering that. Appreciate that.
Definitely. And use the ones that you know first. When you got somebody that you know them, and look at their central organs and look at their segments. And that's a good indicator of how you use as a measuring stick for other ones.
Right. And this is on, I was looking at the ancestry results and saw that the people, like including my aunt and other people on my maternal family, I have 3 people that came up for matches in 13 plus segments, but they are not matches for any of my family on my mom's side.
Yeah, those are on your father's side. And let me show you this. Everybody, here's what I recommend you do also. I mentioned it on my screen, but let me give it to you again. Start here. See where DNA summary.
DNA matches.
When here come the pictures. Like, here's somebody I haven't. This is my first time looking at this one, so I'm gonna share it with you. This person, there she is. She's on a horse or something. They say she's a 5th to 8th cousin, 10 central organs and 1 segment. That's why they put them in the 5th to 8th category. When you start having larger segments and larger central organs, they're closer. They're closer to you. Now let's see what the share matches are, if I have any. Okay, here she is. She matches someone who's blue. Remember on add to group? So right there, add to group. If I want to create a group, here's what you do. Push that and name your group, and you can name the color.
Yes, I've done 2 like you did. I've done those 2, the father and mother.
Okay, if you've done the father, now this one here, you see she just matched somebody. She's matched a blue one, right? So I take that and push a blue here. She matches my mother's side. And now there she is. She's in the blue area. So that's how you when you start meeting these new ones, you'll know if they're on the mother's side or your father's side.
Right.
That helps you separate them.
Okay.
Okay, Wandale, you and then Judy, closing comments.
Well, I always say the meetings are always interesting because I find out new things, and then I hear something about my aunt that I've never seen. I don't think I've seen pictures of her. And so this is going to all be really interesting to me, because I'm going to get a chance to see more pictures of family and be able to tie them all in with the visual. And that's what's going to be really important for me. So this is what I'm getting out of this right now.
Okay, hey, on that, cuz, let me do this here for you. Just a follow up. Thank you for saying that. And let me do this. Do you see this picture, everybody? Can you see this picture?
I see it. It's smaller, but I see the picture right there.
Well, this is a picture of my grandmother, Ethel Burnell, and her sons. And these are all the sons. And here's my father, and here's Wandale's father, Hubert. This is Kenneth, Hubert, David, Roy, Uncle Floyd, and Uncle Dew. These are the brothers. And this is Ethel Burnell right there. So that's the family.
Now the aunt, well, like, now the sister, where was she? Because there's no picture of her. See that? So
That's true. That's true.
See, I have a picture like this here of my father and my uncles and my grandmother, but it's the picture of my aunt that I've never seen.
We don't have one of those.
Don't have one of those?
The closest you can get to that, talk to your sister, Arlette.
Okay.
And see if she does.
Okay.
Okay, Judy, closing comments.
I enjoyed it today. It was very informative, and I got a chance to to speak with Wardell and let him know how he was related to me.
Let us see your face beside your chin. Come on down a little bit.
Okay,
There you
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Let me get on the screen. And you know, different other people giving
Come
their
on, talk
input.
to the screen. Talk to the screen. Let's see you. What are you doing? You might be in Louisiana, but come on,
I'm
you in
getting like
Hollywood
cousin
now.
over there. What's her name? Evelyn. I'm getting like her. Okay, let me hold it right.
We tried to hide.
You know we related. You know we related because I'm doing the same thing you did.
Yeah.
Okay. And I learned a lot of things today. You know, like I said, I'm writing a lot of stuff down because I don't know how to do too much. But I really enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you. That was
I had
cool.
a wonderful time, like I always do. And like I said, I'm just so glad I have family to tell me what to do.
We have a new participant. She just joined in. Aletha, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fine. Thanks for joining our meeting. You know, any time is the right time.
Welcome.
Well, thank you. My name is Althea Shirley, and I just joined My Heritage and My Ancestry. And I wanted to well, it's special to me because I was actually born in Korea, and I never found any blood relatives until I was able to go on Ancestry and My Heritage. So this is really exciting to me because, you know, not ever having any blood relations was, you know, it's just special to be able to do that now. So I'm sure I'm related to some of you.
All
of us.
And okay. And I'm so thankful to Jerry for his help in just guiding me through how to go through this process.
Tell us where you live at.
Oh, I live in Riverside,
Wow.
California.
Oh,
Yes.
I got a first cousin out there, not that far from me in Moreno Valley.
Oh, really? Okay, that's like right down the highway.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And this is my husband, Ron.
What's up, fam?
Hi, Ron.
Hi, Ron. How are you?
All right.
How y'all doing?
Fine. How are you? So glad you're on with us.
Yeah, just for a minute here. Just got back in. Althea's been so excited to hook up with all of you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
All right. Well, I'll let y'all get back at it then.
Okay.
Well,
don't be a stranger next time you get on too.
Say cuss. Hey,
Will do.
Aletha, let us put his. I want to see his face a little bit more. I gotta know him when I'm in the area. I gotta know who my bodyguards are.
There he is.
All right.
Hey, cuz. Hey, thank you. God bless you. Hey, pretty soon we're gonna be meeting each other. We're gonna hook it up.
All right. I'm just excited for both of you, the whole family here, being able to connect after all these years. She's been searching for a long time.
Yeah, well,
I'm so glad the Lord granted her wish.
She's found now. You know, she's found.
All right. We'll see y'all.
Hey,
Enjoy your
Jerry,
talk.
did Althea, did you link through the Moss side? Did you link Jerry through the Moss side or the Burnell side?
I don't know, Jerry. What side did I till we connect.
Those are the same. But
Oh,
okay. But we can at
Yeah,
this
right,
time,
right.
you know, it's on our father's side, Wanda.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, say we got the champ here, Eddie Henderson. Here's Eddie. He's from
Oh yeah,
Hi,
where's
Eddie.
Eddie?
he's in Kansas City, and he's one of my mentors. He's my technical mentor. Hey Eddie,
Yeah, where's
introduce
Eddie?
yourself. Look at him. He's on the phone. See, he's Hollywood. Come on, Eddie. Give us a
No,
little
he's
idea of
he's
what's
from
going on,
Maryland.
man.
See who it is.
Welcome, Eddie.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, somebody missing.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
he
he is. How you doing, Eddie?
Oh, all
Our cousin. This is Althea.
Went to Ravenswood?
Eddie,
That's Althea.
Yes.
my husband wanted to know, did you ever live up north and go to Ravenswood? Ravenswood?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I graduated from.
Man, this is Ron Shirley, man.
What?
Man, I thought you looked familiar, man.
Hey, Ronald.
How you been?
What's up?
Oh, God,
It's a
man.
small world.
Small
Oh,
world.
my God.
Small world.
Oh, man. Where you
Oh, I
been?
heard the name Eddie Henderson, then your picture popped. I said, wait a minute, that's an EPA all the way, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's he
This-
went to school
Oh,
with
Wait, hey,
unbelievable, man.
See her
when we
husband.
get off, I gotta give you my phone number and stuff so we can talk.
All right, give it to Althea because I got to make a run, man. But man, this is unbelievable.
Oh, God.
This is a
Oh,
small world. I'm so
oh
glad.
man.
Oh, man, this is wonderful, Jerry. That's my
You see
high
out
school
there,
friend.
you brought two
grew
people
up
together.
We grew up together.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Small
Yeah,
world.
that's something.
Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah. Where are you now, man?
I'm in Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay, we're down in SoCal, man, Southern California.
Oh, how's your brother doing?
Oh man, compared to the Texas and Florida and all that and the East Coast, we're doing great, man.
He said, how is James doing?
Oh, James is good, man. I thought you said something about the weather. No, James is doing good, man. He's doing good.
About James.
Yeah, no, he's doing well, man. Doing well. He doesn't live too far from me.
We won't hold it. We gotta talk. We gotta talk. Definitely gotta talk.
Okay, man. Y'all take it easy.
All
Wow.
right.
Small world.
Now, okay.
Right there, you got the hook in mind.
I've been looking. You know what? I've been looking for Ronald.
You've been looking for him. Well, you found him now.
I have been looking for him. Wondering what happened to him.
Isn't that something?
Ain't that? Oh, that's good. Good day. All right, go ahead with the meeting. I'm done now. I see.
Well, you got to get that number. You got to make sure you get that number.
Yeah.
Well, see, Judy, hey, Judy.
You know I'm a mess.
Hey, Judy.
Yeah.
This is Eddie. He's the one that was reaching out to you to help you with some of your
This is Eddie. Oh, yeah, because I met him before another time, the other time I was on.
Yeah.
Okay, Eddie.
But when he called you, all you had was blocked numbers. Is there any reason why you block Eddie?
Yes.
Oh, no. Did you call on the house phone?
I have what? Jerry did the calling. I didn't call.
Yeah, because he wanted me to be the buffer. I said, man, why don't you stand up and call her yourself?
Yeah, I didn't want Jerry to. I didn't want to be like the guy that's just calling you. So I don't know you.
Oh no, I'll never do that. The phone is in my sister's name, so you saw it was Akins. You can call on the house phone, my cell phone.
Oh yeah.
Anytime.
Hey, you can call on the neck phone too. All we see is her neck phone.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm like my cousin Evelyn.
Okay, Eflin, closing comments. Eflin, closing comments, Eflin.
Hey, Jared, we got a couple of, who's this, Miss Maggie Middleton?
Hey, excuse me, you guys. I do have a co-host. Yeah, please take over, Eddie.
I'm not the co-host. I'm the one that keep everybody laughing because I don't know what I'm doing. That's all I am.
Go right ahead.
So I
go ahead, Eddie.
What we want to do?
It's some acres in Kansas City.
Well, let's see. Miss Pruitt, she's new. I never met her. Was what's your name? How you pronounce your last name?
Oh, Pugh, Tay Pugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
With you, I have a connection with some Pews.
That's
So,
my married side.
But I am a Moss. I'm on the Moss side now.
Yay.
Michelle up there laughing because she getting ready to talk about me. Are you and Tony still social distancing while you're up there?
So it just looks like we're far away, but we're close. I'm laughing because you just did the same thing I did about her last name. So that's why I was laughing.
Yes, a lot.
I gotta remember Jethro Pugh that played with the Dallas Cowboys. That's how I'm gonna remember her.
Okay.
Pugh, Jethro Pugh.
Yeah, it's my married last name. I am connected to Jerry from on my father's side through his father's side.
Burnells.
And Mosses.
Moss, yep.
The Burnells. Jerry don't have no Mosses on his side. Oh. So we have some new people. For those that don't know me, you want me to introduce myself basically? Except for Miss Shirley down there at the bottom. Look, she got to look like she's gonna choke me if I say the wrong thing. but like we all know, I'm a Moss. My Mosses are we're trying to connect Jerry's Mosses with my Mosses. My Mosses came through from Georgia down through Louisiana into Texas. My string of the Mosses are in East Texas, Shreveport, Texarkana, Jefferson, Atlanta, Texas, and up in that area. And then they migrated out to California, Southern California, and up to Northern California where I grew up. So the thing what we're doing is trying to actually find the connection. Now, there was a lot of Mosses they all originated. I've been doing some research, and the Mosses originated from Virginia. So from Virginia, they moved from Virginia down to Georgia and to the southern state, North Carolina, South Carolina. And then when all of them started migrating, they moved into the states where there was still slavery, which was Louisiana, Arkansas, and East Texas. So we have a group of Mosses that we're all trying to connect with. And that's one of the, I think that's why Jerry and I really started getting into it, to really connect all the Mosses. Now, granted, we do have other branches of the Mosses that we're also trying to get to. So, and he put me as the co-host. I don't know why. Maybe because I talk too much. But I've been working on it for a while, and I love it every time we get together because we can all find out who we are. You know, we like Henry Gates without all the money. So if there's anyone else, we just here to help one another. So if you got questions, don't sit back. Let us know what you find out, and we'll try to help you with some questions and doing your research. soon as Michelle and Tony decide they're not quarantined anymore, they can talk. So that's who I am. And I'm originally, now, I know you guys heard me, but Ronald, Shirley, and I were best friends in high school.
Is that right?
And best friends in high school. And
Well, he knew
hung out,
you,
we played
and
sports together. That's why I was talking.
he knew you. He knew you. He just said it's gotta be him. And I didn't
Yeah,
even want to
so this is a connection.
I'm glad you guys connected.
Now, are we related?
Definitely we will get exchange. I don't know. Jerry will have to help us on that.
Yeah, Jerry, where you at, Jerry? Oh, there you are. He's trying to hide.
Oh, he's at the corner. Get out of the corner, Jerry.
So go ahead, Jerry. Do your thing. Thank you for listening to me. I'm gonna sit back and watch.
All right, Earl. But I need to get with you, Earl.
And one thing that Eddie definitely does, he helps us technically. He's my technical advisor.
Oh, it's Eddie or Earl?
Yeah, he helps me with all my technical connections, like with your equipment. He can go in and control your screen. If you need help, he can go and control your screen. There's a setting that you click and you can say, allow him to control your screen, and he can go through and help you with your research.
Okay.
So that's one of the things that he does.
And I'm free.
That's the best thing.
Okay, Evelyn, could closing comments, please, and then Tony and Michelle.
Only thing I can really say is I am a true boss, but my brick wall is with my grandpa Philip. So I'm assuming that we're probably kin through him, but he was out of Tennessee. That's all I can tell you. He was out of Tennessee. He married his wife in Kentucky, and I don't know how they ended up in Missouri. So I'm assuming our lineage is there with him somewhere. I do know that when he went into service under assumed name that looked like Daenerys. So I'm just wondering, could Daenerys been his mom's maiden name? I don't know.
Okay.
Just like James, he went on that assumed name.
Okay, Tony, and thank you, Tony and Michelle.
Hello, once again, just happy to be here and to be with this wonderful family and to see all the amazing things that can happen and reconnecting old friends and family.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Amen.
And I'm still here just supporting Michelle. We got to find out what this relationship is, with the mom, what this connection is.
That's good.
So I enjoy it as well. And every time I learn something, it's great to be here, and I'm glad to meet up with more cousins.
Thank you. And
can I ask Michelle a question, Jerry?
Go ahead.
Michelle, this is Judy. I know you say you were raised in Prescott. Did you know the Burtons, Mert Burton and Gracie?
No, not yet.
Okay, how about the Stewarts? Did you know them?
No. Okay. How would I know them? Is it because
they lived in Prescott?
And where?
In Prescott, Arkansas.
Oh, I'm not from Arkansas. I'm
you're
from
not?
Columbus, Texas.
Oh, okay, baby. I'm sorry.
That's okay. But I mean, I say I'm not there just because I haven't found any connection. I'm sure my ancestors have been all over, but and also my father's side is from Hugo, Oklahoma.
Ooh.
So
I have a sister in Tulsa.
sides. I just don't know how yet.
Oh, okay. I have a sister in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Okay, baby. I'm sorry.
But I'm gonna eventually find it.
Okay.
Now, did I come in on the end of the meeting or the beginning?
And and it was it's 2 o'clock
But you
Central
came
Time.
in. That's the main point. You came in.
Yeah,
It's 2 o'clock
it's Central.
Central Time.
When you said Central Time, oh, Jerry, I thought it was Pacific Time. That's why
That's
I've been
okay.
at home all day. I apologize. So,
That's okay.
do y'all got to go anywhere yet?
No.
That's a good one. Hey, say Eddie,
Yes, sir.
while we have their attention up, because this is, are you set up to just give us a brief presentation on Family Tree Maker?
Sure.
Okay, let me give you an intro to this.
Let me start, but I also want to share with what I was doing too. I'm also doing some research on actually pinpointing our moss line.
Go ahead.
And I'm working with Diane Trotter also, and we've been communicating for the last 2 weeks on how to do it.
Go ahead.
And what I also want to share with the group is that we all get on in the meeting and we holler, we don't know where we connected.
Trotter.
Now, what I'm suggesting and what I'm doing is that where we connected in DNA, which are our third cousins, we share a common set of grandparents. And what we should be doing now is everybody look at their common set of grandparents, which are, say for instance, Jerry and I are we're fourth cousins. We have a common set of grandparents that we should look at directly to find out who those grandparents are. And then work that way because they had siblings and all that. That's where we get an idea of how do we connect. We're not going to connect in the present. You won't find us in the present of the common ancestors. You have to go back to the 1800s.
Hey, Champ, can I make a comment, Champ?
And so,
hey, Eddie, can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Now, say family, this is an example of the level of research, the techniques that's involved in this in our group. Eddie and Diane, like they're saying, they really want to connect the dots. So when they're more experienced, they have more of the desire to do that. Their appetite for precision is a lot more than mine, and so I turn them loose and let I turn them loose. I have no control over that. But like on this format, I just want each of you all to know my purpose is for the people who we see on this screen to be connected. Now, if it gets closer, we'll get there. But we are relatives, and I don't want to scare you away. I want to bring each of us closer. Go on, Chief.
No, go. I'm doing something. I'm setting up for you for your questions.
Did you get the pictures?
Any comments?
Yeah, I'm setting up.
Wandale, comment?
Is anyone on?
Wandale.
Everybody's on Jet Match, right?
Comment.
No, I'm done.
No,
Jerry.
no, not everybody's. You have a comment on what's feedback?
No, not anymore, Jerry. I'm just going to continue to suck this in, and then I'm really thankful for all the new faces, and then to find out that there's other relatives that's out here in California too, and it's just miles away, that make it close. That makes it a lot closer because you always know that there's family around. You just don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing the faces like Althea, she's out there in Riverside. And that's just down the road, like maybe 60 miles from me. And Jerry, that in the Riverside's not that far, just a little bit more than 100 miles from you. So she's close.
Where do you live? Where do you live?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I grew up in Los Angeles.
Oh, is that right?
It was in Kansas City.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Riverside had me for 32 years, but no, actually 39 years. But I grew up in LA.
Okay. Well, I grew up in LA.
So
I went to Fremont High.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I went to Locke High School.
Oh, you went to Locke?
I know where Locke is too.
Yes.
So if you went to Locke High School, then you ought to know some friends of mine that maybe went to Locke High, some Hibbits.
You know, I don't, not right offhand, but
Okay.
I'm sure that, you know, we will be able to find out.
Yes, if you went to Locke
Because
High.
I went to, yeah. Yes.
Wow. This is a small world.
It is a small world.
I know.
Yeah, we find it out. We truly find out it is a small world.
When I first got on this meeting, one of the things I said, not today, but when I first started joining, that this is scary. And the reason why it's scary, that we've probably crossed each other's path at some place and just didn't know that we were related.
That's
right.
Because I've been living in this city since 1955, and I've been all over LA.
Oh, okay.
All over.
And I've been there since
long time.
I was there since 1956.
Yeah. I came from Nebraska in 1955. So, you know, and then she happened to go to Locke High School. Locke High School is just a few miles from Fremont High School. In fact, Locke High School was opened up from not from the overflow, but they split the school district up. The people used to go to Fremont, and when they opened up Locke High School, I think 1969 or something like that. It's like the first class graduating.
First class. And I was the first class that went from the 10th grade to the 12th grade.
Wow.
But before I went there, I went to St. Michael's too. You might know of that one. That was on Manchester in Vermont.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know about St. Michael's.
Athea.
Manchester, Vermont. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you mind if I just give them just a little background on yourself? Her father.
Sure.
Her father. He was in the Korean War, and she was adopted. He was in the Korean War. That's where she originated at, from Korea. And then a church family in LA adopted her and raised her. And that's one of her goals now is to find her family. Okay. So I said that to say,
wow.
Now, who is this?
Just 1 second. I said that to say there's a number of our family members
he don't know
who have been adopted, and that through interacting with our group, they have met their family.
Wow.
And so it's really a blessing to be able to help them, but I can't promise. I can't promise you're gonna find who your father was, but I can tell you by our DNA about the family cluster, and then we start filling in the family portrait.
Now this is who, Jerry? Althea?
Yes.
That's you searching for your family, right?
Right.
Okay.
And you know, if I never find out who my father is.
I just did research, took me 2.5 years. I found a cousin, which is a Moss. She's living in Denmark, Copenhagen, Denmark. She didn't know anything about her family. All she knew is her dad was in the military.
Wow.
We started working together, and last year we found her father and how she tied into me. She's my third. She was my third cousin, and she still she lives in Denmark now. We communicate just like we were. We've been knowing each other all our lives. So I get a kick out of doing those type of researches and stuff like that. So maybe I can help with you.
Well, I need your help.
And,
Okay.
and I charge
Yeah.
a big penny to do it too. Man. Just a friendly smile is all I ask for.
Well, listen, your best friend is my husband, so I should be able to get a break, right?
Oh, you get a big break. But on a serious note, I've developed a couple of ways of doing it, and it gets to be a challenge, but it's worth it once you really start digging into the research part of it.
Mm.
So if you need me to help you, you give me a call or something between me and Jerry. Jerry got information he won't tell you though. I got to get on him about it and stuff.
Okay, are you ready for your presentation? Go, champ.
Oh, okay. What I did, I shared with Jerry, is how I do my research. And in my research, there's a third party software that I use. I've been using for about 15 years. This is the program here. It's called it's called Family Tree Maker. And in here,
Yeah, they tell
and this is what I used. But what I did, and it's all tied into the Ancestry Online. Everything you do here goes to Ancestry Online, but it's easier to track using this software. And let me give you an idea say I want to open. Now what I do, excuse me, is I start off with the information I had. Now all the information I had, I started out with me. Am I going too fast?
No.
Okay, this is what the software looks like. It's Ancestry Tree Maker 2019. And what it does, it builds your system, it'll build your tree for you. All you gotta do is put in the basic information, starting with yourself, your name and your parents' name and the date of birth. And from there, you upload this to ancestry.com if you have an account. Over here, I'm logged in.
you're the white people, ain't you, Judy?
Huh?
Your skin.
And then this way, I can do a lot of research. See, when I do my research, all I got to do is go in this program and start putting in information and synchronize it to Ancestry. Ancestry, in turn, start researching and finding all my information.
Well, okay.
And the way it's like, this is my tree here. In my tree, I have 13,000 names in my tree. All verified. Everything's in here is verified, so all my information is about 90% correct. And here
is there a cost?
Just like mine.
Is there a cost?
Yeah, it's about $80 for the salt. I think that's the last thing. What was it, Jerry? Jerry bought it.
It's $100.
Okay, well.
No.
And it comes in online, and they'll give you a CD of it. It's $100.
Mhm.
Okay.
And there's some others out there called Magic Root and another one, but I'm familiar with this one. This one's a lot easier to me.
I can't tell mine from yours.
Okay.
Okay, this is right here is this is my family line of mosses right here. My mother was a moss. Her name was Eulalita Moss. And so I put them in here and I follow my grandfather.
Is this boy named Moss?
Pardon me?
I'll tell you later. You on the phone.
And then that goes here, and it also, I can print out anything. So this is gonna be quick. Now, when I built my tree, and these are all the family members here, and it gives me a direct line to who they are. I coded.
Well, it's tower all over there.
Huh?
We hear you.
Now I'm listening, so if y'all talking, I can hear you. But this way, it cuts down on a lot of research that you want to do. And
are you listening or doing the presentation? Are you listening or are you doing the presentation?
They come.
You doing both?
Who, me?
Yeah, go ahead, Eddie. Go ahead.
Oh, just a little tidbit. And so, one thing. When you do it online, you see a lot of green leaves in here. Those are the links on my tree that are in Ancestry, and all I do is click on these leaves, and I'll find information on them. So you really don't have to log on Ancestry using this program. Okay, and then when I want to find out where my connection is, it's a thing in here called Publish. I can actually generate any report that you want as far as relatives. For instance, here's one here that I'll show you real quick. And this is what I send out to a lot of the relatives that I connect with. Then it'll break it down, and even with pictures and stuff that I have.
Oh, okay.
So I like you said, this is where we start connecting, when we start sharing a lot of information, and I can go from one generation all the way to 9 generations back.
Is that right?
Yes. Now on one side of my family, I've gone back 9 generations already, and that's over in Scotland.
Oh, wow.
So this is what I do. If you ask me for information about my family tree, this is what I'll send you, something like this.
Oh, wow.
And this is my great-great-grandfather right here, Adam Moss. He's a Moss. And then it prints out all the children, who they married, and some of his siblings.
Is that right?
Yes.
We have that, Judy, we have that for our family.
Yeah, I know that's what you were saying.
I sent that to you.
So this goes,
but I didn't get it though, Jerry.
4th generations. And plus I can include all his children. Over here, you can include the parents.
He sent it to Karen.
And the children. And it'll go 4th generations and put all the children in there and like that.
And I have that for our family. I have it for the Burnell side and the Moss side, the same thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
So this is what I work in all the time, and I can do, and I create trees for people that I do research with that needs help. The first thing I do, I'll go out and I'll create a tree for them, so that we can actually start. And here I control 12 family trees. Wow. And these are all the trees here that I control. I created for research. So when you tell me, when I talk to you and you say, okay, I don't know about my family, first thing I'll tell you is, let's create a tree for you and put it up on Ancestry, and I'll be the manager of it. And we just put information in, then Ancestry will go out and start researching it, and researching the information.
So do you charge for that?
Huh?
Do you charge for that?
Do I charge? No. You want me to charge?
No, but I want you to manage my mouse tree.
We want you to help our aunt, what's her name? Althea.
Yeah.
Althea. We want you to help Althea, our cousin.
So that's just a brief overlook of it, but we can, Jerry wanted me to share with that. So, but I do that all the time. That's the first thing I do is work with creating a family tree and get started.
Well, you on the ball, Earl. I mean, Eddie, right?
Earl.
Where I get Earl from? Eddie. Eddie, like Eddie Levert, Eddie.
Well, will you manage my mouse tree?
Huh?
Will you manage my mouse tree?
Oh, if you ask me to, I will.
I'm asking.
Yeah, we got to get together so you can give me the information and we'll create one for you.
All right.
And oh, by the way, I was gonna tell you last time, I tracked some losses to your area that was on our family line.
Oh yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you send that to me? You won't? Bye, Earl.
Oh.
Eddie. He just playing. He just playing, cousin. Cousin, he just playing with you.
But so we'll just go back. But I'm still like with Jerry and I'm still doing in depth. So I am tracing it back and come to find out that some of my relatives ended up in Missouri. So we have to just find out how.
Right.
So whatever I have, I share because I'm not here to make any money or nothing. I'm here to connect families. That's my whole goal, is to connect the families.
I appreciate it.
Now, if you want
yeah,
to
we
donate
appreciate
to
you,
the
cousin.
cause and feed me, feed me some Texas food or something.
We appreciate you.
Okay, then. I appreciate everybody's contributions, and if the good Lord wills, we'll meet at the beginning of March. And beginning of March, the first or second week of March is what I'll set it up for. And between now and then, feel free to communicate with each other.
If y'all want to talk some more later on, just give me a call. I can set a Zoom meeting up too, so I have the same equipment.
He sure does.
Jared, give him my number.
I don't want your number.
No.
You want my number, cousin. Stop it.
I gave it to him before. You handle it. I gave it to him before. You didn't answer the phone.
Contact him.
You didn't answer the phone for him. You didn't answer the phone for me.
Yeah, you wouldn't answer the phone.
I didn't know you called. I didn't know you called. I'm sorry.
I called so much, I got tired of dialing the number.
I'm so sorry.
Write the number down right now. Give him your number.
I apologize. Wait, let me give him the number.
Give him the number right now. Write it down, Eddie.
I'm gonna give you my email. What's your number? My email.
No, take the number. I don't want to be no middleman and none of this stuff.
Yeah, you are. You too late now, Jerry.
Okay.
Everything goes through me and Jerry.
Give it to you, Cass.
But my email address is I'm gonna give you my email address.
Okay.
FLY.
What is it now? Wait.
Okay. All right. FLY.
Okay.
MAN 1906 at yahoo.com.
Flyman. Flyman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ernest.
Ernest. Oh, Ernest. I'm new all the time.
Eddie.
What about the numbers? Telephone numbers. Come on. Yeah.
I'm sending that to everybody too. And
tell us what it is. We're writing things down now.
Okay, 816-522-5076.
Why you have a Kansas City number?
I live in Kansas City.
See, you're getting me confused. You say you didn't. You say you live in California. Now you say you live in Kansas. My sister-in-law in Kansas City.
I live in Kansas City. At this moment, I've been here 41 years.
Okay, you give me confused.
Hey, Judy, let him give you the dang number.
Okay, 816.
Come on, Eddie.
Eddie. 816. 522-5076.
Yes, ma'am. It's in
I
the chat.
got it.
There you go. And with my phone, you call and you go to voicemail, but I always answer after I see it because I don't recognize uncontact names.
Wow.
So
Right.
if you call me and I see the number, I will call you directly back. And then I will put you in my phone because I know you then. I don't know.
Okay.
Y'all strangers, you know. No,
Excuse me, Eddie,
Mhm.
Eddie, did you say your number? What? Can you repeat your number one more time?
816-522-5076.
Okay.
5076.
Yes.
And if you need help, I'm retired, so I'm at home 24/7.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm retired, so I'm at home, and we can do anything any time of the day. Right, Mr. J?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yep.
great.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And Miss Middleton, she's very quiet down there. I see her. That's my she's my distant cousin down there. I know her. She looked
Are you
like
talking
me.
about Maggie? Maggie?
Yeah, she looked like me. See?
I am fine.
Oh man. Okay, everybody.
Life of the party. Life of the party.
Hey, this is an awesome meeting. Hey, everybody, take care, huh? Peace. All
Okay,
good.
bye.
It's all God.
Yeah, family.
See you
Yeah,
next
next
Friday.
meeting. All right, next.
Hey, y'all
Nice
call me
meeting
today,
you.
Althea.
Pardon me?
Althea, have your husband call me today so we can talk.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
It was nice meeting everybody.
Nice
Right,
meeting
cousin.
you.
I
Bye.
won't
Bye.
say no more.
Good luck with Eddie out there. I hope he help you out though. Bye,
Oh, I'm gonna
everybody.
work on him.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you, Tay.
Bye, Wardell.
All right, talk with y'all later now.
Bye, cuz.
Everybody be
Hi,
safe.
cuz. Everybody's cousin, right?
Yeah, everybody's cousin.
Everybody cousin. It's all in the family.
Yeah.
We are family.
Jerry, can we say?
Yeah. Yeah, you can stay.
Bye, Jerry. I'll call you.
Okay, cuz.
Bye, Evelyn.
Bye-bye.
I'm about to get out of here myself, cuz, because I got a little.
Yeah, bye, Wardell.
All right, cousin. Talk with you later. Y'all be safe out there too now.
Okay, you too,
Yeah,
baby.
You
Bye.
too. You be safe on your function.
I'm gonna holler at you next week, Jerry.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a call because I got a function to be at 6, so I got to get on the move.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk with you. Love you, cuz. Love
Okay.
all your cousins.
All right.
Love you.
All right.
Love everybody.
Okay, bye.
That's my young cousin. Evelyn, there she is. Yeah, we're gonna hook it up, cuz. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna get you squared away.
I'm super excited. I wrote out my own fishing,
Message?
message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I've sent it to a few people that were my second cousins. So I've sent that out now.
Yeah. Get patterning after mine as much as you can. Pattern off, and use my information. Hey, I have a cousin who has this, and you can join our meetings. So do that too,
Oh, cool.
Add it, and then all you have to do is make some adjustments. Like that same one, just change the names and change for the mother side, the father side, or if they're not, even though we have a small number of centimores and we're related, you see, and then you bring them in too. So we don't want to keep anybody out, because that person is one that when we start doing our research, then they start talking to their mother, they talk to their grandfather, they talk to their aunt, and then that's where it comes in at. We don't leave nobody behind. That's how it works.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and you got to reach out though. You got to put it out there.
Yeah.
Once you do that, and see, there's other people that are just as enthusiastic. They want to meet you just as you want to meet them. That's their purpose of being on here. Yeah. If you take the time and go through those things that you're coming on here for a reason. Yeah, and these are your relatives.
Right.
So you just gotta decide how you're gonna build your relationship with them,
Yeah. True. This is like so exciting.
And right where you are too, right where you are. That's what makes it so exciting. And here, look, you're technically savvy, the things you do, and you have your young girls, and you're building your family, you're self-sufficient. That's awesome. So yeah, we want to be there for you and for them too.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do. Thank you so
They got
much
a
for having
cousin. Yeah, they got a cousin out in California. You know, you got a reason to come to San Diego.
Yeah, and what's funny, it was I actually lived in San Diego. I actually lived in California for a couple years as a kid though, as a little
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so thank you and I look forward to the next one.
Hey, thank you for coming through. You know, it really made a difference. You saw that, didn't you? You see your presence, how much it made a difference?
It was great. It was I've learned so much and I'm excited to get back when the Jed match
And I'll work,
starts.
yeah, I'll work with you on that. Matter of fact, you know, when your schedule permits, let's have a Zoom meeting and I'll go back and forth with you. We can look at it. I said, okay,
Okay,
look at this,
awesome.
look at that. Let's do it together.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, we don't have to wait. With you, let's just hook it up. When you're available, I'll be available. When you're not, I'm not. So we'll find a common ground.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, you have my information. I am definitely, so text me, email me, whatever works.
And reach out with your group and let them know. Bring them in, you know, because you're an ambassador for us. Start recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
If they let them know that, hey, we have a group, this is what we do. Because you saw the new people who came in today, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
They're reaching out and they're in our cluster.
Right, right. Okay.
And you know that like with this ancestry, you can see your DNA matches. Ancestry actually tells them this person matches you on your mother's side. You see that? It says they match you on your mother's side. And ancestry, your mother has hers too, doesn't she?
My biological mother does not. She has not taken a test, but
Okay.
her sister, that's my aunt that has
Okay.
taken it.
So that one, make sure you color code her. She's going to be your baseline.
Yes.
First of all, do a share match with her and give her a color and go all the way down.
Yeah.
And then all those match. And if that person, let me tell you, if that relative, you know she's going to be top of your list right there.
Mm-hmm.
You got a Citrus Mortgage and all that.
Yep.
Then what happens is when you start having another person who's close to her, another person, and they don't turn up that color, that means they're on your father's side.
Right.
Then you deal with them differently.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we're searching for, right?
Right, right.
So then that's how we got to really massage them and be cool with them and get a connection. And I see a lot of them, they'll hold back information.
Mm-hmm.
But some will give it to you too.
Yeah.
See, so those are the ones we want to talk to, and we want to use our techniques. And so then once we have it, then we're telling them information about themselves that they don't know.
Mm. Yeah.
I call that mossology.
That's awesome. I love that mossology. That's cool.
Okay, cuz take care, huh?
Yes, you as well. Have a great one.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you, Evelyn. There you go. As I was saying, a very productive meeting. They had a great time. A lot of new members. You know, our goal is to stay connected and to get connected. It's all good. It's all God. Peace.